morning, everybody. I needed to comment on this. I don't want to be the same as the Amaratzim who run the Heretics Exposed channel. I shouldn't even mention them. But Sof Kol Sof, it's worthwhile sometimes for us to show why we're different and how we're different, at least, even if not why, but at least how. And so I saw this tweet from ReformedJudaism.org, Rahman al-Aslan, quoting Henry Ward Beecher. Seems like a nice mistama, I'm assuming a Christian author. I don't know if he's related to Harriet Beecher Stowe. I don't make my. I just saw this now, and it's a knee-jerk reaction. So he says, "A world without a Sabbath would be like a man without a smile, like a summer without flowers, like a homestead without a garden. It is the joyous day of the whole week." And then, so I was quoting Henry Ward Beecher, Shabbat Shalom, friends. That's the tweet from ReformedJudaism.org. Now, we in the Orthodox world, obviously, we disagree with the Reform. How do we disagree here? And I'm going to say how we disagree. So the Talmud tells us that when you're praising God, you should do no more than Moses did. So Moses said that God is a Gadol Agiba V'Noira, that God is great, mighty, and awesome. And the Talmud says that if you would go beyond that with more and more expressions of God's greatness, even that itself we shouldn't say, because it's insulting. Because if you see someone who's a billionaire and tell him, "Wow, I never met someone a millionaire before, I'm so impressed," he'll be offended. He said, "I'm not a millionaire, I'm a billionaire." All right, I'm also a millionaire, but I'm a billionaire, and you're just going to call me a millionaire. This is what I'm talking about. So yes, the world without Shabbos would be like a man without a smile, like a summer without flowers, and like a homestead without a garden. Just like a billionaire is also a millionaire. But the Munkasher, there's the film that they took of the Minchas Elazar, and he says the Shabbos is tired. It's hot nish kan digma. When we're talking about the Sabbath, there's nothing you can compare it to. A world without Shabbos. All right, here you're talking maybe from a Christian perspective, where a seventh day that you have a day to spend with religious devotion, it's a nice add-on to their life, right? And we can respect that. For us, it's our whole life. Hayom Yom Rishon LaShabbos. We had Shabbos yesterday. We're already looking forward to the next Shabbos. Because for us, it's not that a week without the Shabbos is like a man without a smile. It's a nishkan mensch. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing. A world without Shabbos is nishkan welt. It's no world. Like a summer without flowers, no. It's like there's no summer. Like a homestead without a garden, no. It's like there's no homestead. It's not just the joyous day of the whole week, which indeed, of course it is. I'm not saying it isn't. But what I'm saying is that to V'sulai, there's nothing more you could say. That if you would praise God for being the exalted and the beloved and the holy and the magnificent and this and that, V'sulai, that's all you got to say. You couldn't stop saying God is infinite, so His praise is infinite. And so if you would praise God with a million years of adjectives, you still wouldn't come close to what it means. And so, if the Bible has, if the Torah has, Hagadol Agiva V'Noira, that's what we say in our Shemon Esrei, Hagadol Agiva V'Noira. But this is what I'm saying here. Hagadol Agiva V'Noira. All right, that's what we have. So too, Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadosh Shabbos, we have a liturgy. But when you start making your own things, which is nice to do, this is so limited to what Shabbos is. A Shabbos for someone who doesn't understand what Shabbos is, like a reform, like someone who practices reform, what they call Judaism. They think that's all Shabbos is. It's a nice day, maybe you go to the temple Friday night, maybe you drink a little grape juice and eat a little challah, maybe you have a piece of gefilte fish, right? No! Zug for the Thai breeder in America, we can halt Shabbos of a good sign. The Munkacher said, tell our dear brothers in America, you can keep Shabbos, it's going to be good. We're not talking about going to shul in the morning and going to work after. We're talking about really keeping Shabbos. And even this Henry Ward Beecher, he seemed to understand a little bit more what a Sabbath is than the average Reform, even the Reform rabbi understands. But the truth is, Tzadnish Kandigma, there's nothing to compare Shabbos to. Shabbos is totally unique. Matana Tovi Yeshli B'Veis Ganozai Shabbos Shema. I have a good present in my treasure house, and it's named Shabbos. Go tell the people what it is. You can't even describe what it is. The only way, I remember, when you get like the cure of training guides, they tell them, you could give somebody Diane Grunwald's book on Hilchos Shabbos. They're not going to understand what it means, Shabbos. You bring them to Shabbaton, they're going to get a taste of what it means to spend the whole Shabbos, to mamish keep Shabbos. Then you can give them Diane Grunwald's book. After they had a real Shabbos once. But unfortunately, so many of these Reform Chevra, they never had a real Shabbos. Alright, so they go to the temple Friday night, and someone's playing an organ, and cantor is singing, and the rabbi says some message that even Joel Osteen wouldn't say such leidige Worte, such empty words, With all due respect to Joel Osteen, seems like a nice guy. You can learn a little bit how to present yourself and how to speak from a guy like that. And it seems like he means well. But Sof Kol Sof, we know there's not much teichen in what he's saying, right? He's entertaining. And the average Reform temple, what are you really going to get, And sometimes these rabbis, they know a little bit more, and they have what to give over, and then they realize if they give over a little bit what they have, like not only Reformers, they have conservative too, so the conservative a little bit better. And so I remember there was a Yid who was Ba'etzim, a Shemitah Torah mitzvahs, and he was a rabbi at a conservative shul in Richmond. He had a very close shaykhs to Rabbi Menachem Froman Zechron Avrocha, and a big shaykhs to Adin Steinsaltz Zechron Avrocha. He mamish considered himself a chassid of Reb Zalman Schachter, Olav Sholem, and but he was Batsim a Chassidish neshama, this guy. And I asked someone who came from his temple, whatever, who now is frum as far as I know, or he became frum by us, taught him about tefillin a little bit. I said, Rabbi so-and-so never taught you about tefillin? I'm sure he puts on tefillin every day. I can't imagine that he doesn't. So, he knows how to learn. He's not, and didn't even teach you like what tefillin are. You know, this kid thought, because he went to birthright, he thought tefillin you just put on by the kaisel. Come on, let's slot. Now Baruch Hashem he puts on tefillin, right? So that's the story. That's what we have. So that's what it means. A world without Shabbos, it's much more. It's nothing. A world without Shabbos is nothing. You know, like the saying goes, more than the Jews kept Shabbos, Shabbos kept the Jews. What's even more than that? Without Shabbos, there's no world. There's nothing. There's no point in living. Shabbos is what gives us our whole essence. A Yid is a Shomer Shabbos, might there's a Yid. If he's not a Shomer Shabbos, even Mechal Shabbos for Hesya, he doesn't become a Gentile, but he's really not a Jew either. Someone who brazenly, wantonly, openly desecrates Shabbos, doesn't celebrate Shabbos in any way, doesn't recognize that God sanctified Shabbos, is not part of Klal Yisrael. There's a third category. You could call him a non-Gentile, an ex-Jewish heretic. That's, you know, the real heretic. All right, someone who drives to shul on Shabbos is a sinner. He's chayav misa. If he parks a block away because he's embarrassed, he doesn't want the rabbi to see him getting out of his car on Shabbos, al pi halacha, even though he's liable to the death penalty if there was Edom Yisrael, which we don't have today, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't mean that the person is going to get that, nor should he. And Chazal didn't want, you know, this idiot Mizrahi who says that someone who drives on Shabbos is like a murderer. That's not, you know. Chazal were clear when they said, Af hey marbe shev chidam b'Yisrael, that when two of the Tanoim said that they would, if they were around when there was a death penalty, they would abolish the death penalty. They don't. The Mishnah doesn't say Af hey marbe b'chalei Shabbos b'Yisrael. Af hey marbe shev chidam b'Yisrael. So there's a difference between Shvichas Damim and Chilul Shabbos. Just because they're both Chayav Misa doesn't mean they're on the same level. Chilul Shabbos is not one of the Gimel Chamuras. But still, Sof Kol Sof, Sahar Bazach, it's a very serious thing. And so, like, in theory, one would be Chayav Misa. In theory, one would be liable to the death penalty, meaning it's a very, very serious sin. But not everything that's considered, you know, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know how exactly. It's not so simple to be explained and so forth. But anyway, the point I'm saying is Shabbos, the Sabbath, Shabbat, that's the whole world. I got to go now. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. We'll see you later.